All right, 60 seconds, part two, Cold War. All right, so at the end of World War II, what happens is there's two hegemonies that have evolved, and that is the United States of America and Soviet Union. One a capitalist country, the other a communist country. And what I think is so interesting, what I've learned about this, well, one, the enormity of propaganda in the United States, because at this time our civilians were under the impression that, okay, well, maybe the communist regime is the way to go because we're all here during okay, it's impossible. But what I want to say is, what I want to retain is the Holodomor, which was the starvation and famine which was happening in the Soviet Union during what was our Great Depression, and we were saying, oh, maybe the communists were right. Little did they know, they were all eating each other and starving to death. And the justification Stalin was claiming is almost like a purification of the country to get to this ideal communist state where all are equal, and he was willing to kill millions to get to this state. And his successor Khrushchev came in and he renounced Stalinism and acknowledged the crimes done by Stalin, and they thought that, like, the Russians, the Soviets were like, oh my gosh, well, maybe there's hope, maybe this is going to be okay. And then Khrushchev is like, yeah, you know what, we'll give Poland their autonomy back, you guys can handle it, we'll handle it, but not Hungary. Because it kills a bunch of Hungarians, millions. So then whenever Khrushchev's in, he's out. We've already created the hydrogen bomb. And Eisenhower's in. He becomes obsessed with nuclear weapons. And whenever Kennedy comes into office, he says that the only war plan that was left to him from Eisenhower was a freaking nuke plan, which is, he was disgusted because Truman was the only president who called to use the bombs and who recognized how awful. It's such a disaster. Such a disaster. What the fuck? Like, the fact that we will use them. Like, people, there's bombs. I can't even believe this. Like, learning about Hiroshima, Nagasaki, a whole other level. Okay, whole other level. Basically, I'm just trying to get to the point because I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna wrap this up. Point is that communism is fucking awful. Capitalism is the way to go, and history shows it. Period. And communist parties will never give up until they're there. And this is what's so ironic about communism, which is for the equality of people, is that it all goes full circle into a motherfucking goddamn. Well, you cannot ask to live in a neutral society and expect to not live under totalitarianism. Period. Democracy on top.